Living independently also teaches a man the value of self-sufficiency. When there is no one else around to pick up the slack, you quickly learn how to take care of everything on your own. Whether it's fixing things around the house, managing finances, cooking meals, or making important life decisions, independence requires the ability to rely on yourself. This level of self-sufficiency breeds confidence because you learn that you are capable of handling life's challenges without needing to lean on anyone else for support. It doesn't mean that you never need help or that you shouldn't seek advice when necessary, but it means that you are fully equipped to navigate life's difficulties on your own. The more you prove to yourself that you can handle the responsibilities of daily life, the more your sense of independence grows. Moreover, this self-sufficiency can translate into personal freedom. When you are not dependent on a partner for emotional stability, your actions and choices become purely driven by your own desires and goals. There's no pressure to compromise or make decisions based on someone else's needs or expectations. You are free to follow your own path without feeling beholden to someone else's timeline or desires. This freedom to live authentically and make decisions based solely on your own values and goals is one of the most powerful aspects of independence. It is empowering because it creates a life that is entirely your own, where the choices you make are a reflection of your true self, not someone else's influence. Living alone often brings a challenge that many fear but few are willing to confront: the risk of complacency. It's easy to fall into habits that seem comfortable but do not necessarily lead to personal growth or achievement. In the absence of a romantic partner, roommates, or others to push you forward, it's tempting to drift through life without striving for improvement. When a man is left to his own devices, there's an inherent danger in becoming too comfortable and allowing life to settle into a monotonous routine where nothing changes and there's little growth. However, this very solitude also presents an opportunity to break free from complacency, to use the time and space for meaningful progress. The key is recognizing the danger of stagnation and making a conscious effort to resist the pull of comfort. Complacency often arises when there's no external pressure or immediate consequences for inaction. In relationships, there is often a built-in accountability, a partner who provides feedback, encourages progress, and shares in both the successes and failures of life. When living alone, this kind of accountability is absent, and it can be easy to slip into a routine where nothing changes. Without someone else to witness your actions, it becomes much easier to procrastinate, avoid difficult tasks, or postpone personal goals. The lack of someone else's expectations can create a false sense of security, where the need for self-improvement feels less urgent. It's easy to justify delaying a workout, putting off a professional goal, or spending another evening binge-watching TV simply because no one is there to call you out. Independence is a central and essential theme for a man who lives alone, especially without the presence of a girlfriend. It is often said that one cannot truly be ready for a relationship until they are comfortable being alone, and this statement holds significant truth. A man living independently, without relying on the presence of a partner, is in a unique position to cultivate a strong sense of autonomy. This autonomy doesn't just mean physical independence, but emotional and psychological independence as well. To live alone is to embrace the idea that your happiness, sense of purpose, and fulfillment do not rely on anyone else's presence or validation. The journey towards full independence is not always easy, but it is necessary for a man to understand that before seeking a meaningful relationship with someone else, he must first learn to nurture and strengthen his relationship with himself. When a man lives alone, he is in complete control of his environment. There is no one else to negotiate with about how the house should be organized, when to go to sleep, or how to spend the weekend. This type of solitude allows for a tremendous amount of freedom. It's not just the freedom to choose what to do with your time. It's the freedom to shape your environment in a way that best suits your needs. There is an incredible power in being able to set your own schedule, decide on the aesthetics of your space, and choose the types of activities you engage in. This kind of control over one's environment is a crucial component of independence, and it provides a foundation for self-confidence. When a man is the sole decision maker in his life, he gains confidence in his ability to shape his future, as every decision he makes is a reflection of his own desires, needs, and preferences. Beyond just the physical aspects of living alone, there's also a profound emotional and mental freedom that comes with independence. Without a partner to account for or a significant other to consider, a man is free to explore his emotions, thoughts, and desires without external influence. This can be a liberating experience, allowing him to understand his own emotional landscape more clearly. He can reflect on his past experiences, learn from them, and make better decisions moving forward. It is within this solitude that a man learns the importance of emotional self-regulation. The ability to manage his emotions without relying on others for comfort or approval. Learning to be emotionally independent means not depending on someone else to validate your worth or decisions. It is an essential skill that strengthens a man's mental and emotional resilience, and it contributes to the clarity of mind needed to navigate life with purpose. Independence also fosters a deeper sense of self-awareness. When you are alone, you are forced to face your own thoughts, your habits, and your personality traits. There is no one else around to influence your decisions, so the choices you make are truly your own. This creates an environment for deep introspection, where you can assess your values, beliefs, and goals without the pressure of someone else's opinions or needs. This time alone provides the space to ask fundamental questions about your life. Who am I? What do I want? What is important to me? It is through this process of self-exploration that a man can begin to define himself in a way that is independent of societal expectations or the needs of a partner. It's a process of rediscovering his core self, separate from any roles or labels he may have taken on in a relationship or social context. Living alone demands a level of discipline that many people overlook, especially in a world filled with distractions and external pressures. When a man has no one else to rely on for structure, routine, or emotional support, he must create his own discipline from within. This internal discipline becomes the backbone of his daily life, affecting every aspect of his existence, from his work and studies to his personal habits and interactions with others. The necessity to maintain a disciplined life when living alone is crucial because it lays the foundation for productivity, self-growth, and long-term success. One of the first challenges a man faces when living alone is managing his own time. Without the presence of a partner or roommate to help create structure, it's easy to fall into patterns of procrastination, laziness, or aimlessness. In a relationship, the shared responsibilities and routine often provide a natural rhythm to life. However, in solitude, it becomes his responsibility to decide how to spend his time and how to balance between work, personal development, relaxation, and leisure. The freedom to structure his day entirely on his own terms can be liberating, but it also requires a great deal of self-control. A disciplined approach to time management allows him to make the most of his day, ensuring that important tasks are completed, goals are pursued, and there is room for reflection and relaxation. The ability to say no to distractions is a key component of self-discipline. Living alone means there is no one else to ask if you've been productive or if you've stuck to your plans. You are entirely accountable to yourself. This accountability is a double-edged sword. On one hand, there is no one to nag or remind you of your obligations. On the other hand, there is also no one to push you when you're slacking off or procrastinating. The temptation to indulge in distractions, whether it's binge-watching TV, mindlessly scrolling through social media, or neglecting important work, becomes greater when there's no one else to check your behavior. However, the man who is disciplined enough to recognize these temptations and resist them builds the kind of resilience that will benefit him in all areas of life. By learning to resist distractions, he strengthens his ability to focus and make the most of his time, leading to greater accomplishments and a stronger sense of self-worth. Self-discipline also manifests in the way a man manages his health and well-being. Living alone means there is no one to remind him to eat healthily, to exercise, or to sleep at regular intervals. All of these choices are his to make, and if he neglects them, there are no immediate consequences except for his own well-being. However, the disciplined man recognizes the long-term impact of his choices. He knows that maintaining good health is a crucial part of sustaining his energy and focus in all other areas of life. Whether it's preparing meals, sticking to an exercise routine, or ensuring proper sleep hygiene, these actions require discipline and the willingness to make small sacrifices for future well-being. In many ways, living alone offers an opportunity to develop a deeper relationship with one's own health, as there is no one else to blame or depend on for these decisions. Furthermore, financial discipline is another area in which living alone places a significant emphasis. Without a partner to share expenses or manage a household budget, a man is solely responsible for his financial situation. The need to budget, save, and plan for the future becomes much more urgent. Discipline in finances means being mindful of one's spending habits, making thoughtful choices about how to allocate resources, and being accountable for financial goals. This level of responsibility is essential, as poor financial decisions can quickly lead to stress and instability. By mastering the discipline of financial management, a man can create a solid foundation for his future and avoid unnecessary financial burdens that could derail his progress. Living alone offers a unique and powerful opportunity for personal growth. When a man is on his own, without a partner or girlfriend, he is often forced to confront himself in ways that would be difficult if he were constantly surrounded by others. This solitude allows him to examine his thoughts, feelings, and behaviors without the distractions that relationships often bring. The time spent alone becomes a fertile ground for self-improvement, because there is no one else to lean on, no one to take the focus off the work that needs to be done. A man who lives alone has the space to develop into a more thoughtful, disciplined, and self-aware individual. Personal growth, in its truest sense, is not a passive process. It requires active engagement, introspection, and the willingness to face uncomfortable truths about oneself. When living alone, the lack of constant external influence forces a man to take responsibility for his own growth. He is no longer able to rely on the approval or support of a partner to bolster his self-esteem or justify his decisions. He must look inward, assess his own strengths and weaknesses, and make decisions that are in alignment with his long-term goals. This kind of self-assessment is not always easy or comfortable, but it is necessary for anyone who wishes to grow beyond where they currently are. The absence of a romantic partner also provides a man with the space to explore different aspects of his own identity. He is free to pursue interests and passions without having to compromise or consider someone else's preferences. This can be especially important for men who may have, at times, neglected their own needs or desires in favor of a relationship. Solitude gives them the chance to rediscover who they are outside of the roles they may have taken on in past relationships. This process of exploration can lead to a more well-rounded sense of self, where the man can better understand his core values, what drives him, and what he wants to achieve in life. Living alone also teaches resilience. There will be times when challenges arise, whether they are personal, professional, or emotional, and the man must face them alone. There are no immediate comforts to seek out, no partner to turn to for reassurance. In these moments, a man is forced to develop inner strength and problem-solving abilities. The process of navigating through these challenges builds resilience and self-reliance, which are essential qualities for success in any area of life. Over time, these experiences of overcoming adversity lead to a stronger, more capable individual who is better prepared for whatever life may throw at him in the future. Furthermore, living alone offers a chance to develop emotional intelligence. When a man has no one else to depend on for emotional support, he must learn to manage his own emotions. He becomes more attuned to his feelings, learning how to handle stress, disappointment, and frustration without relying on someone else to comfort him. This emotional maturity is not only valuable in personal development, but also in future relationships. The ability to regulate one's own emotions, rather than being constantly reactive or dependent on others for emotional stability, is a sign of maturity and self-awareness. It's through the process of managing emotions on his own that a man develops the capacity to navigate relationships more effectively, as he is no longer seeking validation or comfort from external sources. The time spent alone can also help a man refine his goals and ambitions. Without a partner to consider, he can more clearly define what he wants from life, both personally and professionally. The absence of someone else's desires or expectations allows him to focus entirely on his own aspirations. This clarity of purpose enables him to set more deliberate, meaningful goals and pursue them with greater focus and determination. When a man is living alone, he has the freedom to direct his energy toward his own self-improvement without the distractions of a romantic relationship. This focus on his personal development can lead to breakthroughs in both his professional and personal life as he becomes more in tune with his own desires and capabilities. Moreover, living alone encourages a man to develop a deep sense of responsibility for himself. He is the one who manages his schedule, finances, health, and well-being. There is no one else to blame for his shortcomings or mistakes. If something goes wrong, he must take ownership of the situation and find a way to resolve it. This level of responsibility can be transformative because it forces a man to be accountable for his actions in a way that living with others might not. It encourages a mindset of proactive decision-making where the man is always considering how his choices will affect his future, rather than relying on external factors or the decisions of others to shape his life. Living alone also teaches resilience. There will be times when challenges arise, whether they are personal, professional, or emotional, and the man must face them alone. There are no immediate comforts to seek out, no partner to turn to for reassurance. In these moments, a man is forced to develop inner strength and problem-solving abilities. The process of navigating through these challenges builds resilience and self-reliance, which are essential qualities for success in any area of life. Over time, these experiences of overcoming adversity lead to a stronger, more capable individual who is better prepared for whatever life may throw at him in the future. Furthermore, living alone offers a chance to develop emotional intelligence. When a man has no one else to depend on for emotional support, he must learn to manage his own emotion. He becomes more attuned to his feelings, learning how to handle stress, disappointment, and frustration without relying on someone else to comfort him. This emotional maturity is not only valuable in personal development, but also in future relationships. The ability to regulate one's own emotions, rather than being constantly reactive or dependent on others for emotional stability, is a sign of maturity and self-awareness. It's through the process of managing emotions on his own that a man develops the capacity to navigate relationships more effectively, as he is no longer seeking validation or comfort from external sources. The time spent alone can also help a man refine his goals and ambitions. Without a partner to consider, he can more clearly define what he wants from life, both personally and professionally. The absence of someone else's desires or expectations allows him to focus entirely on his own aspirations. This clarity of purpose enables him to set more deliberate, meaningful goals and pursue them with greater focus and determination. When a man is living alone, he has the freedom to direct his energy toward his own self-improvement without the distractions of a romantic relationship. This focus on his personal development can lead to breakthroughs in both his professional and personal life, as he becomes more in tune with his own desires and capabilities. Moreover, living alone encourages a man to develop a deep sense of responsibility for himself. He is the one who manages his schedule, finances, health, and well-being. There is no one else to blame for his shortcomings or mistakes. If something goes wrong, he must take ownership of the situation and find a way to resolve it. This level of responsibility can be transformative because it forces a man to be accountable for his actions in a way that living with others might not. It encourages a mindset of proactive decision-making where the man is always considering how his choices will affect his future, rather than relying on external factors or the decisions of others to shape his life. Ultimately, living alone without a girlfriend provides a powerful platform for personal growth. It removes distractions, forces introspection, and creates the conditions necessary for self-improvement. The man who chooses to embrace this solitude and make the most of it is likely to emerge as a more self-aware, disciplined, and resilient individual. The process of growth is not always easy or immediate. Living alone can also provide the space to build and refine one's character. Without the influence of others, you are left with yourself to work through the complexities of your emotions, thoughts, and ambitions. This internal reflection allows you to better understand who you are, what you stand for, and what you want out of life. The process of being solely accountable for your own well-being encourages you to develop a deeper sense of self-awareness and mental strength. No one is there to cushion your blows or offer constant guidance. You must become your own mentor, your own motivator. This is not an easy feat, but it is one that strengthens your resolve and helps you cultivate the resilience necessary to thrive in all aspects of life. Furthermore, living alone requires an unparalleled level of self-discipline. Without a girlfriend or partner to set shared goals, hold you accountable, or simply provide structure to your daily life, the onus is entirely on you to set your own routines and live according to them. This self-discipline can manifest in many ways, whether it's staying on top of your work, committing to your health, managing your finances, or maintaining a social life. When you live alone, it's easy to slip into laziness or become complacent. But doing so only undermines your progress. Self-discipline is the cornerstone of success, and it becomes particularly apparent when there is no one else around to keep you in check. Self-responsibility also means you begin to realize the importance of the long-term consequences of your actions. When you have no one else to rely on, you quickly learn that every decision you make has a ripple effect on your future. If you neglect your physical health, it catches up to you. If you avoid facing your responsibilities, they pile up and create more stress in the long run. However, when you take full responsibility for your life, you begin to understand that every small action, every commitment, every choice you make contributes to the larger picture of your life. And as you embrace that, you start to appreciate the importance of discipline, focus, and making decisions that lead you toward your long-term goals. Living alone without a girlfriend provides you with the rare opportunity to build a strong, resilient character. You're forced to deal with the difficulties of life on your own, which often leads to greater strength, wisdom, and understanding. Every challenge you face, whether it's a personal struggle, professional setback, or even an emotional difficulty, becomes a test of your resolve. In these moments, you will come face to face with the person you truly are, and more importantly, with the person you can become. The key is not in avoiding responsibility, but in embracing it. By accepting the full weight of responsibility for your life, you allow yourself to move forward in a more deliberate, thoughtful, and purposeful way. This is how a man grows into the best version of himself, and it starts with the decision to own his own life, his choices, and his destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something that's often overlooked, and yet is profoundly crucial in today's society. A man who lives alone without a girlfriend. What does that mean? What does it say about him? Now, this isn't just about being single. It's not simply about a lack of companionship. It's about the deeper implications of his independence and what he does with his time, his energy, and his capacity for growth. Self-responsibility is a concept that is often neglected in today's society, especially among young men. It is easy to look around and find distractions, excuses, or blame for where we find ourselves in life. Whether it's external circumstances, society's pressures, or the actions of others, it's simple to deflect responsibility. However, the key to growth, both personally and professionally, lies in the ability to fully own your actions, decisions, and the consequences that stem from them. This is especially crucial for a man living alone without a girlfriend. There's no one to lean on, no one to share the blame with, and no one to carry the burden of your mistakes or celebrate your triumphs but yourself. The notion of self-responsibility is not just about taking accountability for your actions. It's a profound shift in mindset that forces you to look inward and realize that, in the end, your life is yours to shape, for better or for worse.